What's up, y'all? Hey, how are y'all doing? This is just me trying to catch up with y'all on this Good Friday. Well, it's actually not Good Friday, but it's a Good Friday. So if you guys could start sharing this broadcast really quickly with your followers here on Periscope as well as on social media, I would appreciate it. And as you already know, the hearts always make the broadcast so much more interesting, you guys. So yeah, I hope everybody is doing all right today. And yeah, I'm glad it's Friday, even though Friday is never an excuse for me to not work on my goals and my business, because I have quite a few things going on. So, you know, a lot of times people use Friday as an excuse to kind of chill out on working on stuff. Hey, chill out on working on stuff, but Friday is just another day to get closer to achieving my goals for me, as well as Saturday and sometimes even Sunday. Sunday evening anyway. This Sunday day is the Lord's day for me. But yeah, so losing your motivation around your dream. So yeah, I wanted to kind of talk about this because when I started, well, I guess I'm gonna say, hey, Jay, you, between you and Emily, I just cannot, y'all will not cut me any slack. But yeah, so I've been, I guess, an entrepreneur ever since I was 14, really, because my dad started a couple of businesses. He started our child care center, and so I was making payroll at 14. And so I've been I've been in entrepreneurship pretty much all my working life. Ever since I've been able to work, I've only had maybe like one or two jobs. I think I was a hostess at a restaurant in the 10th grade or something like that. And I think I worked at a barbecue place or something my junior year in high school. But other than that, like, I literally have absolutely no frame of reference for what goes on in corporate America. I've never been in corporate America. I've never worked in corporate America. And I don't say that to brag. I just say that to say that. You know, I don't really know a lot about corporate America, but I do know a lot about entrepreneurship and building businesses, and, you know, doing the work and doing what entrepreneurs do, which is going to be 100% of the time is taking the risk. You know, if we don't get up and work and make it happen and do it, then it doesn't happen. That's entrepreneurship, you know, at least with corporate America. Or if you're working for someone else, you have steady income, you know, even if it's not as much as you want it to be, at least you know what it's going to be. With entrepreneurship, that's not guaranteed. That's never guaranteed. And so, you know, entrepreneurship, it's easy to get discouraged, especially and not even so much, I don't want to make it just about running a business, but if you have a dream of any sort, if you're trying to write a blog or write a book or, you know, start a nonprofit or just start a movement or just anything that is your passion project, it can be, you know, it can be easy to get discouraged around that. And I think even when you're doing things that you love, you can still get discouraged while you're doing it. I'm going to say that again. Even when you are doing things that you love, you can still get discouraged while you're doing that thing. And I think some of the things that discourage us is a lot of times looking at what other people are doing or looking at other people's success and comparing where you are to where other people are. And social media makes it so easy to get discouraged by looking at everybody's highlight reel all day long, you know, going up your news feed, looking at everybody's good news, looking at all the stuff that everybody's doing. And it makes it really easy to get discouraged about where you are when you're looking at everybody's highlight reel. Now, of course we know that, again, like I said, that's everybody's highlight reel. They're not telling you a lot of times how they had to suffer or what they had to do. And sometimes people are even doing things that are not even honest or ethical to get a lot of the things that they're so-called successful at. So you can't always look at that. And I say never look at it. Never compare yourself to people on social media, people that you don't even know on social media. But, you know, a lot of times people will look at that and they will get discouraged, or they feel like, well, I'm behind or whatever. And when that's not the case, you know, so you can't look at that as a gauge to where you're supposed to be. And so some of the things that I want to share with you guys really quick as I'm on my way to the post office is to how to kind of get your motivation back, or how to kind of get back in the swing of things. Because again, you can be discouraged around things, especially things that you love, when you don't see them moving. Like if you're not selling as much, or if nobody's really interested or showing interest in whatever that thing is that you're doing, then it's easy to get discouraged about it, because you're like, okay, well, did God really tell me to do this, or is it gonna work? Because it, and I was talking to a friend about this the other day. When videos and posts and stuff like that will go viral, I think we live in a society to where we expect, because we think it's great, we think it should go viral, and when it doesn't go viral, then we're like, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't have done it, or maybe it's not great. But you've got to realize that whenever you put yourself out there and you open yourself up to the world, you have to be vulnerable, and you have to realize that everybody is not going to love it. Everybody's not going to think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Everybody's not going to think you're brilliant. But, and there are going to be people that are going to criticize you. There are going to be people that voice their opinion about your work and the stuff that you're doing. But like I posted yesterday, those hits are the hits that you take for stepping in the ring. That's the price that you pay for getting in the ring and actually pursuing your dream. Because what you don't realize is that so many people will allow what they feel like people are going to say, not even reality as far as what people are saying, but what they feel like people are going to say about their product or their work or their book or whatever it is. They let the anticipation or the thought of what people will say stop them from ever getting in the ring. And they never get in the ring. And they never do what it is that they say they want to do, or say what's in their heart. And they allow them to allow that to stop them. But if you're getting hit, if you're being criticized, if you're being even talked about, or if you're feeling that discouragement from getting in the ring, if you stepped into the ring, y'all, that is like the best thing that you could do. Step in the ring. If you are feeling the hits from people criticizing or whatever, and you're feeling that, at least you got in the ring. At least you got in the ring, which is more than 99% of the people that I know and see. A lot of people never even get in the ring. So if you're being hit, pat yourself on the back for even getting in the ring, because so many people just continue to sit in the stands for the rest of their life, and they never achieve anything. They never achieve their dreams. They never do they never reach their possibility. They never reach their potential, because they refuse to get out of the stands and get in the ring. And so I want to just share with you guys, if you are feeling discouraged around that thing that you love, around whatever that thing is that you love, that passion project, that thing you're working on, and you are starting to feel some discouragement, I want to encourage you to take your eyes off of what everybody else is doing. Like, seriously, stop looking at what everybody else is doing, because first of all, you don't know what they had to do, what they had to do in order to even get that. And again, you don't know what season they're in for that. Maybe they have been working. A lot of times people have worked hard and they have achieved success. But again, if you keep working and take your eyes off of what they're doing and you continue to work, you can achieve that same level of success. So first is take your eyes off of what anybody else is doing. Secondly, refocus on why you're doing what you're doing. Have you lost focus on why you're doing it? Many of us cannot maintain our motivation because we're focused on the results. We're trying to build it and see the results of it. And whenever you start to feel that thing where you're like, okay, I'm not a millionaire today, or, I'm not, whatever, stop trying to focus on the results and just focus on doing the thing that you love. Start focusing on doing the thing that you love. And that will help to get you motivated. When you think about the people that need, don't think about how many people. Just think about, even if it's one person whose life is changed, or one person who is positively impacted by what you do, that should be enough motivation to keep going. And I guarantee you there's power in consistency. And so the more that you maintain consistency, the more that God will see that he can bless you with more. To whom much is given, much is required. We want to change the world, but we don't even want to change what time we get out of bed in the morning. So how are you going to do that if you're not consistent? Many of us give up right before the magic happens. Many of us give up, because we're looking at the results, or what results we didn't get, instead of just focusing on doing the thing that we love. And when God sees that he can trust you can trust you with little things, then he'll be able to trust you with more things. But if you're not even faithful and content and grateful for the small opportunities, then God is not going to bless you with big major opportunities, because your attitude is not right. When you look at the Beatitudes in the Bible, it's talking about the attitudes that you have to take on to be blessed. These types of attitudes, many of our attitudes are stopping us from actually being blessed. We have a nasty attitude or an ungrateful attitude about the things that we do have. And if you're not grateful over those small things, God is not going to bless you with bigger things. So you got to check your attitude, but you got to refocus on why you're doing it, because your motive is everything. Your motive is everything. And make sure that your attitude will allow you to be blessed, because some of our attitudes are blocking our blessings. And so again, too, right, back to this, if you're feeling a lack of motivation, or if you're feeling discouraged, even if it is a slow season in your business, or if it's a slow season for whatever it is, or you have some time between, you know, the conception and the manifestation of whatever it is you're trying to do, use that season to work on other stuff. You know, use that season to maybe look at some new marketing methods while that product or while that service is, you know, being created, or whatever that thing is for you. But refocus and use that time to do other things. Don't just sit there and wait, you know, and say, okay, I'm just going to wait it out. But no, always make the use of any time that you have, because time wasted, you cannot get that back. So you got to make the best use out of every hour, every minute. And I'm not saying you got to be working every minute, you know, 24/7. That's not even feasible. But I'm saying make the best use of your time, and don't just sit there passively, but be doing something else that can enhance it, because there are many facets. There are going to be many facets to launching a blog, or writing a book, or just, you know, all that stuff. While you're, you know, waiting on publishing stuff, why don't you, you know, start trying to enhance the actual work itself, whatever that is for you. You know, it could be a whole lot of things. I know there are a lot of people on here that's watching now that are doing a lot of different things. But use that time, if it's a slow season, to work on other stuff pertaining to their business also. And also another thing is, it kind of goes back to what I was talking about as far as social media is concerned. Think collaboration, not comparison. Think collaboration, not comparison. Many of us are comparing ourselves to people that we should be trying to collaborate with. I'm going to say that again. Many of us are comparing ourselves and trying to compete with people that we need to be trying to collaborate with. What do I mean by that? If somebody is achieving phenomenal success in an area, why would you be trying to compete with that person? If you know that you're not at that level and that's the level that you want to get to, why would you not be trying to see if how that person can mentor you or give you some tips to get to that place? I'm not saying that everybody's going to be open to being your mentor, but I have what I call virtual mentors. I have people that are virtual mentors. I follow them on social media, or I follow their blog or get their emails. And I watch what they do. I watch how they interact with their audience. I watch the consistency. I watch the level of excellence that they put into their work. And I try to duplicate that and model that. And I'm not saying you imitate and duplicate what people are doing, because nobody can be duplicated. But I'm saying, look at the steps. There are principles. When you see somebody that has achieved a level of success and they are doing something that you want to do, why would you try to compete with that person? Why would you not ask them? Sometimes people would be, if they see that you're trying to do the work, that's the key. If you are trying to do the work, then a lot of people, mentors will find you. I'm going to say that again. When you are actually doing the work and putting in the effort, and maybe you just need a push in the right direction, or maybe you just need some refinement with what you're doing, your mentor will actually find you when they see you doing the work. But a lot of times we're waiting, we're sitting around mad with our arms folded and our lip pooched out, thinking everybody's against us, when you just need to be trying to collaborate with these people and see what they're doing and model those principles. I mean, a lot of it is just principles, and we're trying to make it, you know, we're sitting there being a hater when we just need to be trying to see what they're doing and try to implement some of that stuff in our business or our book or whatever it is we're doing. And so think collaboration, not competition, not comparison. again, when you are doing the work, and that is the key thing, don't think you're going to sit down and somebody's just going to lay out all this stuff for you, for you not to do anything with it, because a good mentor is not going to make you a cheap copy of them. A good mentor is going to help you find your authentic place. That's what a good mentor will do. Now, when you have people that are trying to be mentors, and they're just running around making little mini-me copies and raising up little fan clubs around them and calling themselves a mentor, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a good mentor will try to help you find who you are authentically and who the people are that you are supposed to reach. That's what a good mentor will do for you. And so, and a good mentor, again, chances are a good mentor that is successful is not going to have time to waste. So if you're not going to do the work, or if you have not shown yourself to be capable, or if you're flat out lazy, then a mentor is not going to take time on that. A good one is not going to take time. But if you're aggressive and you're ambitious and you are doing the work and you're willing to do whatever it takes and you're not letting anything stop you, a good mentor can pick up on that and see that in you, and they will be willing to help you. And so again, sometimes you got to think collaboration, not competition, not comparison. And try to figure out what they're doing and duplicate it with whatever you're doing. And the last thing that I want to say, a lot of times when you are discouraged even doing the thing that you love, you got to refocus yourself. Sometimes you got to sit down and get yourself back organized. If you've gotten overwhelmed, or if you're just spread really thin, sometimes you just really do have to sit down and talk to yourself and get refocused and get reorganized around whatever it is you are trying to do. I had to do that for the last couple of weeks. I've had to sit down and refocus to reassess who my target audience is. Who are the people that I'm really trying to reach in this season? There was a group of people that I knew that I was called to reach in a previous season, but these are not the people that God is showing me that I'm supposed to reach in this next season. So I had to sit down. I couldn't be tied to that and say, well, that was successful in the last season, God. Why can't I still talk to those same people in this season? No, God is saying I'm moving you to a different group. So that took me having to literally sit down. Y'all, if y'all could see my whiteboard in my office, y'all would understand how God was dealing with me on a serious level about refocusing who I was called to reach, even the products that I'm going to be offering for this next season, some of the support that I'm going to be offering for this next season is totally different than what I was doing last year, even last month. So sometimes we get tied to expectations, or we get tied to specific things, or we marry ourselves to what we had in mind. You cannot be married to what you had in mind, because you may think it's supposed to be one thing and God may be telling you, no, I want you to go here. So you have to be open to what God says do, and move when God says move, and move where he tells you to move, because otherwise you're going to be out of alignment with God, and that's not good. You don't want to be out of alignment with where God is trying to take you, but you have to be in the will of God, where he wants you to go. And some of the places that God wants us to go are not always going to be the fun places, and it's going to be a hard message that we may have to deliver. It's not going to always be comfortable, and a lot of times we're going to feel inadequate to go into those places, but that's exactly where God wants you to be. Because a lot of times if we feel like we got it covered and we can handle it, or I can do this particular thing in my sleep, whatever, that's not how God, that doesn't give your faith anything to do. That doesn't give God anything to do. That doesn't require you to depend on God when you feel like you've got it covered and you understand everything that you're supposed to do. But typically you're going in the true direction that you're supposed to be going in true north, as I say, when you are inadequate, and when you feel inadequate, when you feel incapable, when you feel like you don't really see it clearly. That's when God can really use you and put you in a situation to where he's able to get the glory, because it's going to be, you're going to know it, and everybody else is going to know it, that it was nobody but God that allowed you to do that particular thing. So yes, y'all, if y'all have lost y'all's motivation, that's what y'all need to do. Y'all need to refocus on why you're doing it. You need to think collaboration, not competition, not comparison. And you need to actually refocus, reorganize yourself. Make sure you are in alignment with what God wants you to be doing right now. Make sure you are in alignment with what God wants you to be doing right now. So that is all, guys. I'm actually where I'm supposed to be. So thank you guys for sharing. Thank you guys for the hearts, and I will holler at y'all later on. I gotta go and get out of this car and get some more work done. But I'm praying for y'all, praying for the rest of your day, praying that you are productive today, praying that you are productive this weekend, and have a great Labor Day. I'll probably holler at y'all again today or tomorrow anyway. But yeah, if I don't, I want you guys to have a fantastic Labor Day weekend and have some fun, but get some work done too. Make sure you are always focused each and every day. Touch your dream at least one time a day, at least once a day. Even if it's just making a phone call, even if it's something small, do something that puts you just that one step closer to your goal. Put yourself closer to the goal each and every day. Even if it's a small step, do it. So yeah, there you go. There you go, guys. Well, I gotta run. I'll holler at y'all later on, and be blessed. Peace out.